my anti-mage. You know?
Yeah, he's not bad. I think I win the most pubs with him when he plays anti-mage.
He's hating this right now because we're both ganging off on him now.
Yeah, that's a bit I love him a lot. I love him a lot. I think he's a great player, amazing guy. He's probably the best guy on the panel. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
Very handsome as well.
I need some backup.
Whoa, let's not go too far.
No, but as you were asking, I think that they're just a really, really great support duo, and I think that some people might have questioned if FY actually deserved all the credit he got going into TI, because he's an amazing support, but you've heard like, oh, FY God, etc., etc. But here at TI, I think that, I mean, watching his Rubik, I think that you can't really question if he is as good as people think, because he's been performing really, really well, and I think that if not for him, Vichy would probably be out of the tournament by now. So, yeah, I think that they live up to the legacy or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, that was also true during TI4. He played like a beast. Him and Zai were, you know, commonly called the two best players. It's very hard to say a best player in a game like Dota, but he lives up to it, and at TI he performs at his very best.
Yeah, he seems to bring out his best. Winter, I want to turn to you, because this is a massive game for both teams, both obviously Chinese teams and Singaporean, of course, as well. But in the way that this is set up, because they know each other very well, is this going to be very difficult, having already played as well?
It's probably going to be difficult, like, to surprise anyone, but I feel like execution, and it's just focus on your own game. If you can actually execute and just play a very good pace, it will be really good for whoever who gets into their own rhythm.
I just think it's very interesting that ROTK, who was the kind of the captain. He was the captain last year as well, right? For Vichy Gaming?
Yeah, he was.
Quite fun that he's here back with eHome playing Vichy Gaming, and I think both him and Lanham probably thinks it's a lot fun. Lanham, who has played with Ice 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 before, etc. So
it's got a lot of overlaps. And RO2K actually said at the end of last year he probably wasn't going to come back for TI5. He's going to do a little bit of coaching, help out some of the youngsters, and that's how he got into eHome originally. Was in January. He was just, I'm going to help these guys out, and then of course they lose a player, and suddenly they're like, well, I might as well play then. I'll give it a go. And here he is, top 6 at the international. Seb, I want to ask you about the Rubik pick, because surely these guys are not going to let him have that again.
Well, it's a very good hero for him to have, but I feel like you can't really afford to waste a ban first phase for Rubik. I think if he wants to get it, he will have it. Probably second phase ban, but I'm not even sure about that either. Maybe second phase ban, if anything. He might get it. They first phased it yesterday once, I think, but he might get it. But I don't think they're gonna focus on the Rubik.
You can be a very good Rubik player, but some drafts are just not that strong.